ಗುಡ್ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್. ನಾನು ಮಂಜುನಾಥ್ ಆರ್, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ BSc ಫಾರೆಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್. ನಾನು ಫಸ್ಟಿಂದ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲ IDPs ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಫಸ್ಟು ನಮಗೆ ಥಿಯೇಟರ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಯಿತು. ಥಿಯೇಟರ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಿನಾಗೆ ನಾವು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ತುಂಬ ನೀಟಾಗಿ ಪರಿಚಯ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ವಿ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಎ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ನಾವು ಹೇಗೆ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಒಂದೊಂದೇ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಅದು ಹಾಗೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಯಿತು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಟ್ಯಾಲೆಂಟ್ ಇದೆ, ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಒಬ್ಬ ರೈಟರ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ನಾವೇ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ನಾವೇ ಕಂಪೋಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಎಲ್ಲ ಪವರ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಕೈಲಿದೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಯಿತು. ನಾವೇ ಸ್ಟೋರೀಸ್ ಬರ್ದು ನಾವೇ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ, ನಾವೇ ಪೊಯಮ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಬರೆದ್ವಿ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಟ್ಯಾಲೆಂಟ್ ನಮಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯಿತು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟು ಹಸೆ ಚಿತ್ತಾರ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಾಯಿತು. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಫೋಕ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತಿ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯಿತು, ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡ್ವಿ. ತುಂಬ ಡ್ರಾಯಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಒಂದು ಬಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಕಲ್ತಿರೋದನ್ನು ತೋರಿಸಿದ್ವಿ. ತುಂಗಾ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಮುಂದ್ಗಡೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಕೂಡ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಅದು ತುಂಬ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ 10 ಡೇಸಿಗಾಯಿತು. ಎಲ್ಲ 10 ಡೇಸ್ ಕೂಡ ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಅದು ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿತ್ತು. ನಮ್ಮ ಪವರ್ಗಳು ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು, ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಂತ್ ಏನು, ನಮ್ಮ ವೀಕ್ನೆಸ್ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯಿತು. ನಾವು ಹೇಗೆ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಏನನ್ನು ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೋದು ಅಂತ ನೀಟಾಗಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯಿತು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಷನ್ ತುಂಬ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಷನ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯಿತು, ರೈಟಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸ್, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಕ್ರಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಥಿಂಕಿಂಗ್ ಕಲ್ತ್ವಿ. ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಎ ಟೀಮ್ ಹೇಗೆ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂತ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ತುಂಬ ನೀಟಾಗಿ ಗೇಮ್ಸ್ಗಳ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಓವರಾಲ್ ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ, ತುಂಬ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯೆನ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದು. ಆ ಲೈಫನ್ನ ಏನೋ ಒಂಥರ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟಾಗಿ ಲೀಡ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಎಟ್ ರೈಟ್ ಎ ಟೈಮ್ ಈ ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿಗೆ ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆಗಿ 1 ಮಂತಲ್ಲಿ ನನಗೆ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಇದು ಸಿಕ್ತು, IDP ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ಸ್. ಒಳ್ಳೆ ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿತ್ತು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯೆನ್ಸ್. ನಾನು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡೆ, ನನ್ನ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಂತ್ಗಳು ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯಿತು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಯಕ್ಷಗಾನ ಕಲಿಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ತುಂಬ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇತ್ತು, ಅದನ್ನು ಥಿಯೇಟರ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲಿತೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಹೇಗಿರಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದೆಲ್ಲ ತುಂಬ ಕಲಿತೆ. ತುಂಬ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಯಿತು. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ನನ್ನ ಹೆಸರು ಮೊಹಮ್ಮದ್ ಕೈಫ್ ಅಂತ. ನಾನು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ BSc ಫಾರೆಸ್ಟ್ರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಅಂದರೆ ಈಗ ಜಸ್ಟೇ ಅಡ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದು, ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಾಗಿ 1 ತಿಂಗಳಾಯಿತು ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಾಗಿ. ಹಾಗೆ ನಂಗೆ ಏನು ಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು ಅದೇ ಸಿಕ್ತು ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಅಂದರೆ ನಾನು ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂತ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಆಸೆ ಪಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದನೇ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮು ಹೈದರಾಬಾದಿಂದ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಚಾರಿಟಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಅದರಿಂದ ಒಂದು 10 ದಿವಸ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮು, 10 ದಿವಸ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಟೀಚರ್ಸು, ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಮೈಂಡ್ಸೆಟ್ ಜೊತೆ, ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಹೊಸ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಜೊತೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಡೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು ಇಂಟ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ನನಗೆ ಭಾಳ ಖುಷಿ ಆಯಿತು. ಎಂತಂದರೆ ಒಂದೊಂದು ದಿವಸ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಥರ ನಾವು ಕಲ್ತೀವಿ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ದಿವಸ ಬಂದರೆ ಏನೂ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು ರೈಟಿಂಗ್ ಬರೆಯೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕೇಳೋದು. ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ದಿವಸ ಬರೋದಾದರೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಎಲ್ಲದು ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ರಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋದು. ಅದೇ ಥರ ಹೊಸ ಕಲ್ತ್ವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಆದರೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟು ನಮ್ಮ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ನಾವು ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇದ್ವಿ. ನಂಗೆ ಏನು ಅನಿಸ್ತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಏನು ಸತ್ಯ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, ಲಾಸ್ಟಿಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಹುಡುಗರು ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಅನಿಸ್ತು. ಎಂತಕ್ಕಂದರೆ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಜನರು ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಅರ್ಧ ಜನರು ಅಬ್ಸೆಂಟು, ಮಧ್ಯಾಹ್ನ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಹೀಗೆ ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಸೋದು. ಹಾಗೆ ಟ್ರೈನರ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಂದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ತಿರುವಾಗ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಇರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಕೊಡೋದು, ಅಂದರೆ ಇರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಆಗೋದನ್ನು ಜಾಸ್ತಿಯಾಗಿ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ ನಾನು. ಅದು ಆಗಬಾರ್ದಾಗ್ತಂತ ಅನಿಸ್ತು. ಮತ್ತು ಜಾಸ್ತಿಯಾಗಿ ಸುಮಾರು ಕಲ್ತ್ವಿ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮದು ಉಸಿರಾಟದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿಯಾಗಿ ಕಲ್ತ್ವಿ. ಅಂದರೆ ನಾವು ಈಗ ಯಾವತ್ತು ಉಸಿರಾಡೋದು ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ, ಆದರೆ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಯಾರು ಜಾಸ್ತಿಯಾಗಿ ಗಮನ ಕೊಡೋಲ್ಲ. ಆದರೆ ಆ ಉಸಿರಾಟವನ್ನು ನಾವು ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಾದರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಮತ್ತು ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಈಗ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಷನ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ, ಅಥವಾ ಟೀಮ್ ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗು, ಅಥವಾ ಟೀಮಲ್ಲಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಹೆಂಗಂತ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಲಿಯೋದಾದರೆ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಪಟ್ಟಿ ಯೂಸ್ಫುಲ್ ಆಯಿತು. ಮತ್ತು ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳೋದಾದರೆ, ನಾವು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಅಂದರೆ ನಾ ಇದು ಆಗ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಹೇಳೋದು ಬಾಯಿಂದ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಡ್ಬೋದು, ಆದರೆ ಮಾಡೋದನ್ನು ಅಂದರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಏನು ಕಾಂಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಆದರೂ ತಗೋಬೇಕು ನಾವು, ಏನಾದರೂ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ ಇರಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಏನಾದರೂ ಒಟ್ಟು. ಈಗ 2024 ಬರ್ತಿದೆ, ಈಗ 1 ವರ್ಷ ಹಿಂಗೆ ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಆಯಿತು. ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಜನರು ಏನಾದರೂ ಹೊಸ ಕಲ್ತಿರಬೇಕು. ಈಗ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಹೊಸ ವರ್ಷ ಬರ್ತಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಏನಾದರೂ ಏಮ್ ಇಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಈಗ ನಾವೊಂದು ಏಮ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಈಗ 2024 ನನಗೆ ಸದ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಈಗ ಒಂದು 4 ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಬರೆಯೋಕ್ಕೂ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತು ಹೇಳೋಕ್ಕೂ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಈಗ 2024 ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಹೊಸ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಕಲಿಬೇಕಂತ ನಾನು ಒಂದು ಏಮ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿನಿ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಅದರಿಂದ ನಂಗೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಪಟ್ಟೆ ಮೋಟಿವೇಶನ್ ಸಿಕ್ತು, ಇನ್ಸ್ಪಿರೇಷನ್ ಸಿಕ್ತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ನನ್ನ ಹೆಸರು ರೇಷ್ಮಿ ಕುಮಾರ್. ನಾನು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರಲ್ಲಿ ಓದ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್ ನಾನು ಥಿಯೇಟರ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದು IDP ಕ್ಲಾಸಸಲ್ಲಿ. ನಾನೇನು ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೆ ಅಂದರೆ, ನಾಟಕ ಅಂದರೆ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಒಂದು ಡೈಲಾಗ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಆ ಡೈಲಾಗ್ ನಾವು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಒಂದು ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಮೂಲಕ ನಾವು ತೋರಿಸ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದು. ಬಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಗೆ ನಾವು ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಏನಿತ್ತ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ನಾವು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದು. ನಾವು ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇ ಒಂದು, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದೇ ಬೇರೆ. ನಾವು ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ನೀನಾಸಮ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ನಾವು ಅಲ್ಲೊಂದು ನಾಟಕನೂ ಕೂಡ ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ತುಂಬ ಕಲ್ತಿದ್ವಿ, ಹೇಗೆ ಸ್ಟೇಜಸಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಗೆ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಹೇಗೆ ಲೈಟಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಹೇಗೆ ಮೇಕಪ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟೀಸ್ ಹೇಗೆ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ನಾವು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲ್ತ್ವಿ. ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಕಲ್ತ್ವಿ, ಸಾಂಗ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಹಾಡೋದು ಕಲ್ತ್ವಿ, ಮತ್ತು ಹೇಗೆ ನಾವು ಒಂದು ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಂಗ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ಡ್ಯಾನ್ಸ್ನ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತಲೂ ಕಲ್ತ್ವಿ. ಹೇಗೆ ಒಂದು ಟೀಮಾಗಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ನಾವು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲ್ತಿದ್ವಿ. ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ತುಂಬ ಎಂಜಾಯ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಮತ್ತು ತುಂಬ ವಿಷಯನ ನಾವು ಕಲ್ತಿದ್ವಿ. ನಾನು ಕಲ್ತಿದ್ದು ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಆದ್ರೂ ಅದು ನನಗೆ ಮುಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಾನು ನಂಬ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸಿಗೆ ಬಂದು ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆಗಿದ್ವಿ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಏನಪ್ಪ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಏನಂದರೆ ಏನು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ಬಂದಮೇಲೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತು ಅದು ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಮುಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಜಾಬ್ಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಹುಡುಕ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಅದು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಆಮೇಲೆ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡ್ವಿ. ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಹೇಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಬಾಡಿ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ನಾವು ಬೆಳೆಸ್ಕೋಬೇಕು, ಹೇಗೆ ನಾವು ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಷನ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ನ ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಾವು ಕಲ್ತ್ವಿ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದು ಇಂಟರ್ವ್ಯೂಗೆ ನಾವು ಫೇಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂದರೆ ನಾವು ಹೇಗಿರಬೇಕು, ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ನಾವು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಮೇಲೆ ಕಲ್ತ್ವಿ. ತುಂಬ ಥರ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ಗಳನ್ನ ನಮ್ಮ ಕೈಲಿ ಮಾಡಿಸಿದ್ರು. ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ತುಂಬ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿವಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ, ತುಂಬ ವಿಷಯನ ಕಲ್ತಿದ್ವಿ. ಮತ್ತು ಈ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಒಂದು 10 ದಿನ ನಡೆದಿತ್ತು. 10 ದಿನವೂ ನಾವು ಫುಲ್ಲು ಇಡೀ ಕ್ಲಾಸವ್ರು ಬಂದು ಕೂತು ನಾವು ಎಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಸೆಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳಿದ್ವಿ. ತುಂಬ ಜನ ಹೊರಗಡೆಯಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಂದು ನಮಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರು. ನಾವು ತುಂಬ ಮನಸಾರ ಹೇಳಿ ಖುಷಿ ಪಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
So I've been part of this IDP program right from the second semester. I've been attending almost all the things except for few, I guess. All the programs which have been organized in a university have definitely proved to be helpful to us. We had our first IDP program which I attended was soft skills program, where we could inculcate different skills in us, different communication, personality development, self-branding, and all those. And these IDP programs also provides a great platform for networking with others. You get to connect with different people, different mindsets. The educators that come to teach you all, they are so good, and we had a very good network with people. And then we also, after soft skills, we had IDP programs like as the juniors also said, theatrics. We had competitive exams IDP programs. We had English language. We also had technology ones, and as our mission says, we need skill-embedded technocrats. That's what our university aims to produce from our thing. So I feel that was achieved to a great extent. Like if you ask any person who has attended IDP programs, one or the other skill has definitely been learned by them. You can ask like any related to any technology skill, be it communication, be their confidence, your personality development, everything. Even if it's a minute skill, it doesn't matter. You can see the difference in us. So I felt, personally for me, it has been a great experience this far. I explored the things which I usually wouldn't have done otherwise. I got various opportunities, and I also got to meet different people. I got to travel to other places too, and there also the experience there, the environment you get there is very different and unique. So I suggest that these IDP programs should be continued, like even if this program ends this year here, I hope in some or the other way all these programs should be carried on forward and should be continued.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಗುಡ್ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್. ಫಸ್ಟ್ IDP ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದು. ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಎಲ್ಲ 110 ಜನ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ನಾವು ಸೀನಿಯರ್ಸ್ ಬಂದಿದ್ವಿ. ಜೊತೆಗೆ 4-5 ಜನ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಇದ್ದರು. ಅವಾಗೇ ಒಂದು IDP ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ನ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದರು. ವೈಲ್ಡ್ ಲೈಫು, ನಮ್ಮ ಸರೌಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಹೆಂಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಈ ಕಾಡಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಂಗಿರೋದು. ಒಂದು 10 ಜನ ಫಾರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅವ್ರು ಬಂದು ಈ ಸ್ನೇಕ್ ರೆಸ್ಕ್ಯೂ, ವೈಲ್ಡ್ ಲೈಫು ಈ ಜೀವನ ಮಾಡೋದು ಹೇಗೆಲ್ಲ ತಿಳಿಸ್ಕೊಟ್ರು. ಅದಾದ ನಂತರ ಫೋಟೋಗ್ರಫಿ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸು, ವಿಡಿಯೋಗ್ರಫಿ, ಫೋಟೋ ಎಡಿಟಿಂಗ್, ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಎಡಿಟಿಂಗ್, ಮೆನಿ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸನ್ನು IDP ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮಿಂದ ನಾವು ಕಲ್ತ್ವಿ. ಅದಾದ ಮೇಲೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ IoT ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಒಂದನ್ನು ತಂದರು. ಈ IoT ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ವಾರಕ್ಕಷ್ಟೇ ಸೀಮಿತ ಆಗಿತ್ತು. ಲೈಕ್ ಒಂದು ಫೌಂಡೇಶನ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಇತ್ತು. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟು ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಏನೂ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಅದನ್ನು ಫಾರ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಲ್ತ್ವಿ. ಇನ್ನು ಮುಂದೆ ಕಲಿಬೇಕಿತ್ತು, ಆದರೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಒಂದು 7-8 ದಿನ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಇತ್ತು. ಮುಂದೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ಕಲೀಲಿಕ್ಕಾಗಲಿಲ್ಲ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ರೀಸೆಂಟಾಗಿ CSAT ಕೋಚಿಂಗ್ ಕಾಂಪಿಟೇಟಿವ್ ಕೋಚಿಂಗಿನ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದರು. ಇನ್ನೂ ಕಲ್ತೀವಿ, ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಕಾಂಪಿಟೇಟಿವ್ಗಾಗಿ ಕಲಿಬೇಕು. ಹೀಗೆ ಮುಂದಿನ IDPನೂ ಬರಲಿ, ಇನ್ನೂ ಹೊಸ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸನ್ನು ತರಲಿ, ಹೊಸ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸನ್ನು ನಿಮಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ದಾರಿ ಇರಲಿ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊತೀನಿ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
ಗುಡ್ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್. ಫಸ್ಟು IDP ಏನಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲದೆ IDP ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮಿಗೆ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಆಗಿದ್ದು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ಗ್ರಾಮರ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಅಷ್ಟಕ್ಕಷ್ಟೇ ಗೊತ್ತಿತ್ತು. ಬಟ್ IDP ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮಿಗೆ ಹೋದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ವೊಕ್ಯಾಬ್ಯುಲರಿ ಹೇಗೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಗೊತ್ತಾಯಿತು. ಆಮೇಲೆ IDP ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಆಗಿದ್ದು ನಾನು ಹೋಗಿದ್ದು ಎಂಟರ್ಪ್ರಿನರ್ಶಿಪ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಅಂತ. IDPಲಿ EDP ಏನು ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಆದರೆ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಹೋದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯಿತು ಈ ಫಾರೆಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಅಗ್ರಿ ಯಾವುದು ಸೇರಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಿನಗೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ರಿಸರ್ವ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅದಿಲ್ಲ, ಕೆಲಸ ಸಿಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಇಂಥರ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅದು ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನೀವು ಎಂಟರ್ಪ್ರಿನರ್ಶಿಪ್ ಪಾತಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಲೈಫ್ ಕಟ್ಕೋಬೋದು, ಲಕ್ಸುರಿಯಾಗಿ ಜೀವನ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ ತಿಳಿಸ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದು EDPಯಿಂದ. ಅದೇ ಥರ EDP ಮುಗೀತು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಜಿಯೋಮೆಟಿಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ತಂದರು. ನಮಗೇನೋ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಕುತ್ಕೊಂಡತಕ್ಕೇ ನೀವು ಬೇಕಾದರೆ ಥೀಸಿಸ್ ಬರಿಬೋದು, ರಿಸರ್ಚ್ ಬರಿಬೋದು ಅಂತ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯಿತು. ಅವಾಗ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿದ್ದು ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನಾವು RGS ಮತ್ತು ಗೂಗಲ್ ಮ್ಯಾಪಿಂಗ್, ಈ ಥರ ಗೂಗಲ್ ಅರ್ತ್ ಪ್ರೋ ಈ ಥರ ಎಲ್ಲ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಾವು ಯಾವ ಥರ ನಮ್ಮ ಇಡೀ ಸರೌಂಡಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಇಡೀ ಅರ್ಥನೇ ನಾವು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೋರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯಿತು. ಅದೇ ಥರ ಲಾಸ್ಟಿಗೆ ಐಡಿಯಾಥಾನ್ ಅಂತ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಈ EDP ಒಳಗಡೆ ಒಂದು ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಐಡಿಯಾಥಾನ್. ಆದರೆ ಐಡಿಯಾಥಾನನ್ನೇ ನಾವು 2 ದಿವಸ ಕಲಿತು, ಮತ್ತು ಐಡಿಯಾಥಾನನ್ನು ಹೇಗೆ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ ಕಲ್ತಿದ್ದು ಐಡಿಯಾಥಾನಲ್ಲಿ. ಈ ಥರ IDP ನಮಗೆ ಹಲವಾರು ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಲೈಫ್ನ ಕಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ, ಮತ್ತು ಇದು ದೊಡ್ಡದಾಗಿ ನಮಗೆ ಎಕನಾಮಿಕಲ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಸಸ್ಟೈನ್ ಆಗೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಭಾಳ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿರುವಂಥ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮೇ IDP ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಾಗಿಂದ 3 IDP ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಆದೆ. ಒಂದು ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸು, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಪರ್ಸ್ನಾಲಿಟಿ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮು, ಮತ್ತು ಹಸೆ ಚಿತ್ತಾರ. ಮೊದಲು ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದು ಪರ್ಸ್ನಾಲಿಟಿ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮು. ಅದು ಥಿಯೇಟರ್ ಇವೆಂಟ್ಸಿಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಇದನ್ನು ನಾವು ತುಂಬಾ ಕಲ್ತ್ವಿ. ಮೊದಲು ಬಂದಾಗ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾರೂ ಪರಿಚಯ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಅವರು ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ವಸ್ತುವಿನ ಜೊತೆ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಹೆಸರನ್ನು ಪರಿಚಯ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಟ್ರು. ಅದರಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಹೆಸರು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ನೆನಪಿತ್ತು. ಹೀಗೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಹಾಡು ಹೇಳೋಕ್ಕೂ ಅಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಬರ್ತಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹಾಡು ಹೇಳೋದು ಕಲ್ತ್ವಿ, ಡ್ಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಕಲ್ತ್ವಿ. ಒಂದು ವರ್ಡು ಒಂದು 3 ಪದಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಒಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಕಥೆನೇ ಬರೆಯೋದು ಕಲ್ತ್ವಿ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಯಕ್ಷಗಾನ ಮಾಡೋದು ಕಲ್ತ್ವಿ, ಮತ್ತು ಡ್ಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಹೀಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಇನ್ನೂ ಕಲಿತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಹಸೆ ಚಿತ್ತಾರ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಒಂದು IDP ಮಾಡಿದರು. ಮೊದಲು ನಾವು ಹಸೆ ಚಿತ್ತಾರ ಅಂದರೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇನು ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಹಬ್ಬದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡೋದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಗೊತ್ತಿತ್ತು, ಆದರೆ ಈ ಥರ ಏನು ಅದ್ರ ಹಿನ್ನೆಲೆ ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋದಾಗ ಸರ್ ಬಂದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಹೇಳಿದರು ಯಾಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಇನ್ನೂ ಒಂದು ಸೈಂಟಿಫಿಕ್ ರೀಸನ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯಿತು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ ಅಂತ 10 ಡೇಸ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಮಾಡಿದರು. ಪ್ರತಿದಿನ ಒಬ್ಬೊಬ್ಬ ರಿಸೋರ್ಸ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಬಂದು ನಾವು ಹೇಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಪರ್ಸ್ನಾಲಿಟಿ ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು, ಅಂದರೆ ಈಗ ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಲೀಡರ್ ಆಗಿ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಟೀಮ್ನ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಬೇಕು, ಮತ್ತು ಒಂದು ಟೀಮ್ನ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಬಿಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಒಂದು ಟೀಮ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಆ ಟೀಮ್ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ನ ಹೇಗೆ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ ಮೂಲಕ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡೋರು. ಯಾವುದನ್ನು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ ನಾವು ಅಷ್ಟು ತಲೆಗೆ ಹಾಕೊತಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಆದರೆ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಅವ್ರ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡೋರೆಲ್ಲ ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿತ್ತು. ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
So very good morning all of you. So myself I am Dr. Vinay, working as an assistant professor at office of the Hon'ble Vice-Chancellor. And today we are here in the first morning session. We'll be having entrepreneurship development programs. In the EDC cell, the entrepreneurship development cell, we are organizing this entrepreneurship development generation program particularly, that how you have to think as an entrepreneur. We have the faculty from National Institute for Micro, Small, Medium Enterprises, is a ministry institute, and he came along from the Hyderabad to interact with you people, not to deliver the lectures or guest lecture something. So interact with you people, so that you can get more knowledge than what you had. Almost last 15 years he is in the academics, and also coordinated number of programs as an EDC coordinator at autonomous universities, and now in the last couple of years is working with the NIMSME, that is the National Institute for Micro, Small, Medium Enterprises. You know that power of an entrepreneur, exactly, no? Do you know the power of an entrepreneur? So in the other day we are discussing about how you can build an entrepreneurship, or maybe the enterprise, or maybe empire among yourself, being a queen or king of your own empire. I would like to quote one example before starting this session. During the corona period, you come to know that everything else can wait but not agriculture. Exactly, no? So that the great the saying by Dr. Swaminathan, so is a legend in the green revolution in Indian context. He said that everything else can wait but not agriculture. You could able to realize the potentiality of the agriculture sector. That somebody is a non-agriculture, is doing the business in agriculture sector or maybe in allied sectors. Why can't we? We have the expertise but we are not doing so. So another one important example I would like to say, where the money is. If you look at 4 into 4 into 4 principle, like 4 months we need to produce any commodity and 4 days to transport from the production system to the market and 4 hours to sell the commodity. Where the money belongs to, where you can realize the money. So 4 days and 4 hours. So that's what an entrepreneur think. We are not concentrating just in the production system. We are just focusing more on the productivity and value chain. To quote one example with respect to the value chain, so how much losing as opposed to any wild guess, how much we are losing every year through the post-harvest losses. So we are losing around 1.15 lakh crores. To make you interesting about this topic, do you know the value of Taj Mahal? So you all love to see in your final year trip, or somebody would like to buy in the future. So what is the value of Taj Mahal? It's a wonders, no? 7 wonders. Any wild guess? You need not to bother. You are not, ready to buy now. At least you can bid, no? 200 crores. You can buy 2 bogies of train. Any wild guess? It's around 8,000 crores. So you're not thinking to buy now. So I mean to say, 1 year we are losing around 1.5 lakh crores through the post-harvest losses. How many Taj Mahals we can build every year? I'm not interested to build the Taj Mahal here. I mean to say that what is the potentiality we have through the value chain system. So he will not directly speak about the agriculture aspect indirect, but he will going to narrate you that how you have to build yourself as an entrepreneur. Like ecosystem, it's not about the production of any commodity or something as a business. To support that commodity production is something like startup ecosystem or a business ecosystem. There you can be a partner so that you can earn a lot of wealth there. So thereby he will be focusing. I suggest strongly to you people to interact than just listening to him. Pose a questions to him, so his intellectually will going to be more useful to you people, so that he will also be benefited that what exactly the students are thinking about. So I welcome him on behalf of the Keladhi Shivappa Nayaka University of Agriculture and Horticulture Sciences and College of Agriculture Sciences Iruvaki to interact with our beloved students and young minds of agriculture sectors. Sir, welcome.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Yeah. So, nothing short. Just I have a very limited time. Just I would like to give some very quick notes about entrepreneurship. So, myself, Sharat Mutiala, I'm working as an associate faculty at National Institute for MSME, which is an organization under Ministry of MSME. We are from we are located in this Hyderabad, Yusuf Gouda. So the point is that this entrepreneurship, why we need an entrepreneurship, and before I start that, I would like to congratulate every student who have completed your different courses and IDP program for that. And when you are giving the feedbacks also, I learned that you are not into just, you have not focused one segment, you have focused multiple segments. You have learned these different things, right? Now, this is the session will help you how you can actually take advantage of the skills. One thing, primary to survive in the market is you need to acquire the skill. Second thing is that how you are monetizing it. Clear? So how you are going to earn from it. One thing is that if you are becoming an employee, you are using your skills for someone else so that they grow, as you are lacking with some of the managerial skills. Business is all about having the managerial skills. So the managerial skills, what happens? They manage all the skills, they delegate the things, and they get the job done, and end of the day they earn something. With that they also pay you something. Clear? But if you want to become an entrepreneur, what happens? You should have the hold of the one technology or one skill. Along with that, the most important thing is you should have a managerial skills, above which you should be in a position to predict the future. If at all you would like to become an entrepreneur, you should be able to predict the future. If you fail to predict the future, understand you are going to fail. And the companies like Nokia, everyone knows it, right? Only because the lack of predicting the future, they couldn't predict that people are using this kind of technologies in future, the smartphone adoption with Android and many other factors. Now you see the condition of Nokia. So the entrepreneurs, the main quality should be predicting. Predicting what? What we should predict. So here, as an agriculture student, most of the time what happens is, or any other technological student from the engineering or the medicine, medical sciences, they more focus on their core area. You will be more taught, given exposure, you are into the fields, you understand how the system works, how to better that life. Clear? So that's a kind of core area what we do it. But if you see any industry you name, like agriculture itself is a sector and food is an industry, if you talk about. By the time you want to eat something which is readily available in the market, you have to get it in a packet, right? If you would like to buy with a 5 rupees or 10 rupees or 15 rupees, whatever the price it is, you have to buy something in packets. You tell me how many sectoral people have involved there? How many sectoral people involved there? One is into the agriculture, right? Who have made that potato come into the market, if you are talking about the Lays. And the machinery used for it, fertilizer companies, packaging industry, post-harvest, the transportation, cold storage system and logistics, retailers, commerce, finance industries. So yes or no? From the field, if you want to get that potato to a packet, these many industries have taken care. So the companies like Haldiram's, the companies like ITC, all are the people who are managing all the different sectors. So if you would like to start something, if you want to become an entrepreneur, you should understand how your company is going to impact that value chain. Until unless there is an expertise, you cannot deliver the big things, right? And you remember, sometimes in life, every one of us, sometimes in life, that why don't we also start a business by our own? Most of the students at your age may not be in a position to take risk. That's why we avoid it, right? But why we are actually avoiding this kind of entrepreneurial journey? Any guess? If you go back to your parents today and ask that, okay, I would like to pursue my PG course, how many of your parents will agree? Most of the parents will agree, right? But if you go to the same parents and ask that, okay, I need 50,000 investment for my business, how many of your parents will agree? Hardly no. Why? They are ready to invest in your career, 2 lakhs or 3 lakhs. They would like to give you more exposure. But why not 50,000 as investment? What is the difference? Any guess? Any guess? It's simply the experience. From your childhood, from the class 1 to the class +2, and at this point of time also, whenever I give you a question paper, you know how to write an answer, right? And get pass mark. You are very well experienced in it. Even out of the syllabus also, you know how to get a good marks. So we are happy. So that's where your parents are getting confidence. Yes, if I can able to invest, if I can invest some more money in my children so that they will get better qualification, so that I can sell that certificate in the market and get a good job. But have you ever practiced business from your childhood? No, and unless someone don't invest in my business or activity, how can I practice it? That's a question now. But let me ask you one thing. At your home till now, you might have witnessed many events, right? Many events like this housewarming ceremony and kind of things. You have witnessed many things. How many of you actually taken part in budgeting that event? You enjoyed the event, right? You enjoyed your event with your family, friends and all. You've done a lot of things. But how many of you actually sat with your father or the mother or your uncle and understood the system? Just you sit with your father and understand, Daddy, what we are going to do for this event. He'll start explaining. Yes, we would like to invite 200 people. Then we have to arrange the food for 200. If we take the plate for 100 rupees, for what is the cost of 200? 20,000. So if at all you would like to invite 200, you need to have a 2,000, like 20,000 rupees in hand. It's a budgeting, right? Then to complete one full event, you will understand how much amount is required. If you have practiced it, this is what the practice is. This is the budgeting, and this is your acquiring the knowledge, acquiring the skills of managing something. You are also getting the awareness and exposure towards the financial requirements. As well as, if you are participating in that activity, you will also get another skill called negotiation skills. By the time you ask someone, okay, I need this kind of services, they may quote 30,000, 40,000 or 50,000. But we will be ready to pay, okay, anticipating that, okay, this may cost 40. But your father or mother or dad, like uncle, will come into the picture and they start negotiating, right? No, it doesn't cost 40, I'll only pay you 25. Surprisingly, they will agree for it. So, you should also know how to negotiate the things. What kind of resources you need to procure. This is all about the business, nothing else. If at all you want to do something, what exactly you require, how much it costs, whom to be given the job. Clear? So this is what we have to practice it. That comes with involvement. You have to involve in each and every activity. And now, Entrepreneurship Development Cell established in each and every college of your university is giving you that opportunity. So you have to involve yourself to participate in the activities, and you should start preparing your business plan so that you will understand. And don't think that you have to only start into the agriculture, point number one. As you are also having, if you are interested in agriculture, you do it. But anything related to agriculture also, this is recommended because you have studied, you understood, you know the network, you have the network of faculties and other researchers. So recommended to start something related to the agriculture. And if more than agriculture, if something more is exciting you to do, it may be related to the travel or it may be hospitality, education. If that is exciting more, I recommend you to go that way. Because by profession, we take some other channels. But if you want to drive for the business and the passion, that should excite you each and every single minute. You cannot stand. Okay, so you should be very, very clear that how you are taking that. So let me be very clear, like as we are discussing about that entrepreneur, let me also show you, like tell you some exciting opportunities in that. How many of you are aware of the technologies like drones, artificial intelligence and all? How the drone works? What principle? Where the drones are being used? Where the drones are being used? Pesticide spray, right? Other applications? Surveillance they use? Logistics they use? Drone is the same. So you should understand that drone is a technology. And in which industry we are using is matter. So based on if I am using it for delivery and delivery of food or medicine, that comes with the logistics. And if you are using the same drone for the pesticide spray in some field, you have to understand what kind of pesticide should be used, how much should be sprayed, how much quantity is required, you should understand. And if I am talking about surveillance, So all the kind of locations can be kept under surveillance through drones. So the technology is same. So as you are interested in starting an entrepreneur, like to become an entrepreneur by your own, you should understand what exactly the technology is required and how we can actually adopt it. You should map yourself. And what is the role of a rocket to the agriculture? How you can relate the rocket and agriculture? Space. So we use rockets to send satellites, and that satellites will take the geographical data that helps us to understand the current climatic conditions and the soil conditions to help the farmers, right? So you should not ignore even the space also. What I am trying to tell is that you don't know where exactly your opportunity lies. In and around, you should understand what is my position in the value chain. For that, the first step, so we have discussed many things and all, now it's fine. But if any one of you interested, sir, I would like to start my enterprise, but where to start? What is my first step to start? That is very important. Yes or no? Where to start? So where exactly we need to start? The first point is that you have to identify the sector or industry in which you would like to contribute. I repeat, you have to identify the industry or the sector in which you would like to contribute. For example, if you would like to improve the productivity of so and so in which sector, you have to identify packaging is my sector. Through packaging, I need to increase the shelf life. So to increase the shelf life of so and so product in the market, we have started a company. So you should be very clear. And second thing is that after finalizing the sector, you should understand the stakeholders. Who are the stakeholders? The people are like individuals or the companies who are directly or indirectly associated with that particular industry are called the stakeholders. And when you are coming up with the product or the service from your company as an entrepreneur, there should be a use case, right? Someone should use. If no one is using, what is the point of starting something? Someone should take your services. Who will take your services? The people who will take advantage of that particular product will be taking your product. You remember one point, people don't buy the product as if someone is selling it. People buy the product when and ever there is a use for it. So you have to understand. So you have to build the products or the services for that group of people who are looking for some solid solutions for it. It might be the technology or not a technology or kind of consultation, anything. So people are looking for some sort of products or the services. Clear? So by the time you understood these kind of people, these stakeholders in this particular industry is facing this issue, how can I solve or support him doing his activity? And two things you should remember when you would like to become an entrepreneur is that your company either should simplify the current process or two, it should enhance the experience. I repeat, your company either should simplify the current process. Second, it should increase the experience. For example, if you are going for a movie, why you are going, are you bringing anything out of the theater? Only the experience. So why you are going for these restaurants? Experience, right? Because you choose particular restaurant to have the kind of ambience and enjoy that moment and store that. So you should understand whatever you are doing, either in what way we are simplifying the process. The pesticide, the drone is simplifying. The drone which is spraying the pesticide is simplifying the work of a farmer in spraying the pesticides across the fields in a less time, and it is also reducing the causes, the side effects due to that kind of spray, right? Pesticides. It is reducing it. That's how they are adopting this. So you should be very clear why you are entering the market. So once you have built all these kind of things, once you have done this, what else you require next? You understood the industry, you understood the stakeholder, and you are building some product or service for them. You understood this. Yes, you are clear with an idea. What exactly you require now? What is the next step? To start. What is your requirements? Can you start directly? Then what you require? Investment, good. Next. Before investment, you need to have a business plan. See, if you want to write an examination in the month of March, from the November itself you start learning all these things, right? You have a plan for 4 months and you schedule what should be your course of action to learn the concepts. You will understand like what kind of questions can be there in the kind of pattern, so that accordingly you prepare for examinations and you do a lot of work. To do that, you have a plan of action in your hand, right? If you are having a short-term plan to get a good marks in the examination, if at all you are starting an enterprise, you understand you should also have a business plan in your hand. If I ask you how much investment you require, again there is a big question mark. I have not yet decided which business, but you are asking about the amount. So it's not the investment first, it's the plan first. If you are planning for a movie with your friends, you can calculate, right? For traveling, for tickets, for snacks, for coming back. So this is the budget for 4 friends. That budget is decided by the which movie, which theater, which time and everything. Then only you are having that budget in your hand. Similarly, once you decide this is industry, this is the product, this is the stakeholder, and these many years I have to run, and this is the marketing cost and all, if you don't have anything in your hand, how will you know that this is the budget I require? Most of the times, people fail because they start with the money. But you will be successful when you start with the process. You just take a blank paper. You may not be having any idea, it's fine. But you take a blank paper and you start analyzing. If you take some existing references, let's not go into the new thing. We can innovate later. But as you are also connected to the EDC cell, my first recommendation is that you have to take a blank paper and you have to start writing how the things are happening outside. So what kind of investment you require for a business? Fixed capital and working capital. What is only fixed capital? Plant and machinery. And what is the working capital? The salaries, raw materials and everything comes into that. So, for a fixed capital, if you require 10 lakhs and every 1 month if you are recurring a cost of 1 lakh, if at all you would like to run that business for the next 3 years, how much total investment you require? You tell me. You require one-time capital of 10 lakhs for the plant and machinery, and every single month you require 1 lakh for the operations. And if you want to run that business for the 3 years, what is the total investment you require? 46 lakhs, right? So let us anticipate 50 with this other expenditure, 50 with rent, salaries and all. So if I give you 50, then you are very sure that I can run this business for the next 3 years, although I am not getting any revenue out of it. Clear? You can be in the market. Now you are clear. So now you have to procure. You don't need to procure for the 50 lakhs at a time, but at least for 6 months you need 6 lakhs plus 10, 16 lakhs. For one year, for 12 lakhs plus 10, 22 lakhs you require for 1 year to run. Now, once you know that, okay, this is the product, this is the machinery, these are the customers whom I am going to address, now you have to put that on the paper. What is my business plan? In the business plan, you will be having another financial plan as well as the marketing plan. Marketing plan is like, if you have a product in your hand, you have already understood for whom you are making this product, right? Because earlier we discussed about stakeholder. You are very clear about stakeholder. So for these stakeholders, I would like to sell this product. You need to understand where your customers are spending time. You need to understand how to communicate to them, in which medium I need to communicate, so that I can convince them and buy my product. Clear? If you would like to get at least a break even every month, and just understand this. These are the very, very basic things, basic math we are actually discussing. If you want to get that break even every 1 month, like you are getting operation cost less, 1 lakh, right? If you are expecting 20% as a profit on your product, 20% as a profit. If you have to get that 1 lakh operations, how much revenue you have to do every 1 month? A simple calculation. What is your monthly expenditure? 1 lakh. You have a product in hand, you have the customers in hand. How much amount you have to get, how much sales you have to do, how much revenue you have to get every single month, anticipating that 20% as a profit. How much revenue you have to do? 20 lakhs. How much you have to do? How much, like 20% of how much is 1 lakh? What happens is, whenever there is a bank balance, you are seeing the zero, near to zero, then you will become hurried to get some investment and you start approaching the banks where banks deny. Remember, anyone will give the money to the people who are handling the money with a kind of a structured approach, and they give the money to those who already have the money. So that if you have a financial plan, that plan itself will ask you that, okay, I need 6 lakhs after 6 months. Accordingly, if at all you want to have the 6 lakhs, whom to approach, how to approach, what documents are required, you should prepare from the day one. It's not that if you want today, if you are going to bank today, you don't get it. It's very difficult. So this is what you have to prepare yourself in a more sophisticated way. Hope you are understanding, right? And rest all like the packaging techniques, logistics and all are available in the market. So this is very early to discuss those concepts now. But point number one is that you have got a very beautiful campus here, as well as EDC itself is a great initiative, I can say. And entrepreneurship development, you should get the knowledge on how to prepare these plans, how to write something on the paper, how to validate it. And here you are having this Bangalore, right? What we call it as? Startup capital, right? So what do you mean by startup capital? So when people would like to start a startup, they see the Bangalore as a first place to start, if they are starting as a tech. As well as in the kind of electronics, chip manufacturing and all, we have a mini industries here. Related to the agriculture also, what else the India require? Whether you are giving the food security, whether you are addressing the nutrition. So how you are actually bringing these two tech like agriculture and technology together to serve the larger community. Okay, and I'll tell you one more thing also. How many of you are aware of Ayush? I think most of you might be aware of it. What is meant by that? Ayush, Ayurveda, Yoga and Naturopathy, Unani, Siddha and H, Homeopathy. Very good. So these are the Ayush. And what require? What is the raw material? What is that source they require to operate their these Ayush centers? Medicinal plants, right? But do you think the Ayush department will come to the field and they do this cultivation and all? Will the farmer will understand what kind of quality or what kind of variety of medicinal plant to be cultivated at what condition and all? Can you expect that from an agricultural farmer? No. So there is a gap, right? Yes or no? Yes, sir. I'm asking everyone, yes or no? Yes, sir. So you have understood the gap, right? Ayush requires this because they want to promote their medicine. They don't promote plants, they promote medicine. To make a medicine, they need plants. If they need a plant, someone has to cultivate. But do you think the farmers can do it? No. So they need a channel for it. So how to bridge that channel, how you can take advantage of that channel is all about that. So if you can able to create, if you can able to understand what exactly the Ayurveda requires, what exactly the Unani requires, what exactly the Siddha requires, what kind of quality, what kind of quantity, what kind of indicators are there. If you understand that, you come back to the college and sit with your faculty. Yes, I want to make a kind of variety of so and so that is actually yielding this kind of outcome. You sit with your faculty, they are the subject matter experts, right? They are all doctorates, they have done a lot of research. They can better guide you to come up with the right species, right seed, right land, right atmospheric conditions, everything can be under the control, right? Now this is the time for you to understand that. And the Ministry of Ayush is having a lot more funds now. They want to promote that medicine. If they are promoting, indirectly you can also take that advantage, right? You can also part of that Ayurvedic value chain. It's not that just food value chain, Ayush value chain. If at all you are understanding this, you have to change your perspective of thinking. How can I improve the quality of these kind of things so that I can become an entrepreneur? And you can adopt the AI, ML, drones, IoT, all these kind of technologies in monitoring your plants, understanding the requirements of your soil. So you can put this moisturized sensor there, you control the water resources so that you can give that kind of enough water to the quality, because the quality of the plant will be depending on all these factors, right? So you should have this kind of SOP and you need a technology for it. So that you need to understand which kind of technology to be adopted to monitor this kind of things, and we can start a successful business. You should not ignore. And at the same time, I am not asking you to learn the coding and all these things. That's not your part. There are many people in the market. Only thing is that you have to tell what is you require. What is that you require? You have to tell them, we are doing this and this particular piece of work has to be done. You go to the market, search for the right people, you get it delegated, they will do, and you can do the operations. Clear? I hope you can see some opportunities now. You have to have a, first of all, action plan. For that you need to have a value chain, supply chain, understanding and all. And I have given you an example of Ayush now. Similarly, you can understand anything. Cosmetics is a large industry, right? Cosmetics is a large industry at the worldwide. And people are also talking about the natural colors. So the natural colors, sometimes they will be getting from the flowers or some other plants also, right? And even if you are talking about the plant-based meat, I think you already heard about this. Licious, I think you are aware of Licious, right? Licious is a large company who is dealing with the meat. And ITC is actually working on the plant-based meat. If at all you would like to extract that kind of protein from that, plant-based protein, if you are extracting that and all, they need to have a high-quality plant with high protein, right? Who will do it? They are the aggregators who will sell. But we need a system who can cultivate. So people who are talking about vegans, they need more plants which is having a lot more protein into it. Clear? This is one industry. Ayush is one industry. So we are decoding opportunities, yes or no? I hope everyone is understanding how to understand an industry. If you are understanding, you confine yourself, you fit yourself into that particular place. Yes, people are looking for this, but this is the current area, I can contribute here. So you start a company. To start, you can even start with the Proprieter Limited. Or else if you have a good team together, you can even start with the Private Limited. And definitely you are going to have some office space here itself in the college. No need to pay the huge rents outside. You can get graduated as a startup here from your college and take the resources and services, and at some point of time you can enter the market. And after doing all these things, you understood Ayurveda, you understood the kind of plant-based meat and all. and you have created an SOP. Okay, once you have created SOP, how to do the things, the process and all, can you alone can do at a national level? So can you do at a national level? No, right? We cannot employ that kind of huge manpower. Then what we have to do? The point is that once you have validated at your level, like at Shivamogga level or your state level, if you have done something, if you want to scale, you need to have a strong business model. You have to have a strong business model so that you can involve more people to it. You can have a franchising model. You can delegate, you can have a subsectors kind of thing. You can have the channel partners so that every state you can also operate. You can create the employment there, you can also guide them because you are the person who created the SOP, they can operate. Clear? Haldirams, all this kind of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, they are not manufacturing product at one place, they are operating at different places, they are manufacturing, but they are having the same taste, same supply chain and everything because they have an SOP. So you should also understand, you have to study these kind of case studies, how the people are doing it. Clear? I hope this session might give you some understanding about how to have a structured business plan and the process to become a successful entrepreneur. How many of you have got confidence that, okay, if I follow this, if I practice entrepreneurship, definitely I will become successful one day? How many of you got confidence? Very few. Even they are raising half hand. Okay, I think they might have got this half confidence. Okay, good. Happy to see you. So, and one other thing is that we will also be connected to your EDC cells. Not to worry. We are here to give you the understanding how we are also working, how we can support. You have to contribute yourself, you have to involve yourself and be active with the EDC cell. Okay, you start practicing it. Once you have done something and if at all you are stuck somewhere, please let us know, we will try to help you out. That is the reason we are doing it. And at the next time telling, future of India lies with the startups, not with the freebies. No offense, nothing, it's for the future I'm telling. We are here to create the wealth, not to just eat the wealth. We are here, came to the earth for a small period of time, like 60, 70, 80 years. We came here as this rented person. We have to safeguard our environment, these things and all. We have to give something for the next generations also. So that we should be more responsible kind of thing. So do the responsible business, do the responsible, understand the system. You contribute something to the public so that you will earn. You also build the culture of inclusive economic growth. You involve everyone, make people responsible. Okay? And one more last announcement is that we at the National Institute for MSME, we are organizing a national conference on navigating the future with ESG, environmental, social and this governance. Okay, ESG. If at all you would like to get a job, even you may not be interested in startup, but if you are looking for a job, you understand ESG is an important point for all the corporates. BRSR reports has to be published by every company. If you would like to join a seed manufacturing company or a fertilizer company or any other company also, remember that company has to submit their BRSR report, business responsibility and sustainable reporting. They should do it. So they have to produce more chemical free pesticides, chemical free all these things and all. So you should understand. So whenever you are very clear about doing all these things, then you can also take a good advantage of the company and you can be in the best position of the company. And if you can become the consultant for the BRSR reporting in your agriculture area, you have even a wider scope at a national level. There are almost very, very minute number of people who are into the consultants of this ESG. Because we, as in India, we have 2070 net zero, the targets. We have to make the emissions net zero. So for that everyone has to work towards it. People needs the consultants. So I have given this good number of examples and opportunities here. So only thing is that how you fit into your own interested area. You make a list, you discuss something in groups, not individual, you discuss in groups, you come up with ideas, you discuss with the EDCSL, and you start framing something, you start writing the things, and you get multiple trainings out of it. How to write a business plan, how to write a financial plan, how to write a marketing plan, and all. You will get different sessions for the people who are interested and actively participating, I can say. But future is for entrepreneurs. Okay? Thank you so much for patiently listening to me. Thank you.
Humble thanks to Mr. Sharat Mutiala. It's a great eye-opening session on the different ways in the agriculture and allied sectors. So, as we see that there are a number of programs are going on from the government of Karnataka and government of India. So, we should be able to see that those things, not sitting backside doing something else. So, we have to open up our own mindset and be broader and take up some of the message from these kind of sessions and start digging, brainstorming yourself in order to come with the new ideas so that you can create your own empire. So with this word, once again, I humble thanks to Mr. Sharat Mutiala from National Institute for Micro, Small, Medium Enterprises, Hyderabad. And I hand over the session for the next startup conclave. So you can continue. Thank you.
Good morning, students. At the outset, I would like to welcome the dignitaries on the dais and all the student participants to the function Startup Conclave of KSNUAHS. Startup, you know that Startup India is a flagship scheme of Government of India. What for that scheme has been implemented, that we should have to keep in our mind. You, the budding young minds, you should have to have that insight that in the future, getting an employment either in the private or in the public sector is next to impossible. So it is always better that you should have to think of having your own startup. Rather becoming a job seeker, you should have to become a job provider, or you should have to become a job creator. In this context, under IDP and HEP program, CAS Irvaki is organizing Startup Conclave at KSNUAHS campus. For this function, I extend heartfelt welcome to our Honorable Vice-Chancellor, Dr. R.C. Jagadeesha. I extend warm welcome to the resource person who used to have an expertise in the field of startup related to agriculture, starting from Mr. Nagana Gouda. He is a co-founder Agripreneurs. Alumni of College of Agriculture, Shivamogga. Bhoomi R Udupa. He is the co-founder and CTO Ekathva Innovations Private Limited, Shivamogga. Project Manager, International Potato Center, and he is also the co-founder of Agripreneurs. And I also welcome Dr. K.C. Shashidhar, IDP Coordinator, Special Officer and Registrar of KSNUAHS Shivamogga. And I welcome Raju Naik. He is the Cloud Consultant of IDP at KSNUAHS, and he is also the resource person for today's function. And Dr. Sharat Mutiala, a scientist from NIMSME for this function. Dr. S.U. Patil, President of today's function for this function. Welcome you, sir. And I also welcome all the teaching faculty who have come all the way for this function. Now I request our Honorable Vice-Chancellor, Dr. R.C. Jagadeesha, sir, to declare that Startup Conclave of KSNUAHS is open.
I declare Startup Conclave of Keladhi Shivappa University of Agriculture and Horticulture in Shivamogga 2023 open.
I request Honorable Vice-Chancellor to address the gathering regarding two programs. One is on Entrepreneurship Awareness Development Program, another is on the Startup Conclave. Sir, please.
All of you. On behalf of our proud university, the Keladhi Shivappa University of Agriculture and Horticulture Sciences, a warm welcome to all of you gathered here for the two programs. One is Startup Conclave 2023 of our university. Second one is the Entrepreneurship Development Program. So I am very happy to open this Startup Conclave. There are many dignitaries on the dais. Dr. KSNUAHSSSHIVAMOGGA, Registrar and the Special Officer of this college, Dr. S. Patil, Special Officer Seeds, Mr. Nagana Gouda, he is the alumni of our College of Agriculture, Shivamogga, and also Mr. Suresh, he is also our alumni, mentor, startup mentor, and Kaushik R Udupa, then Sherwin Maben, then Ravindranath Reddy, and Naik, and all, Raju is here, and Kiran, and all my teachers, and happily that my proud students. So we are, agriculture is a fascinating subject today in the whole of the world. After the COVID-19, agriculture got very much importance in the global era because the two things were never stopped during the COVID. One is food supply was continuous, farmers were went to the farm. Our teachers are doing the research. The food supply was never stopped. Suppose if it is stopped, the person who died in COVID much more higher because of the hungry. So this is the only sector which has survived during the pandemic. That's what agriculture gained a lot of importance after the post-COVID era. This is the one thing. So that's what yesterday we were debating with the legislative members, MLAs and MLCs to start the new colleges. They're asking me whether to start new colleges or whether shall we give the agriculture education to the private companies, private institutes or the universities. So whatever it may be, at present 1 lakh students apply for our university, all put together and the CET. Only 2,500 students get into our degree programs is agriculture, horticulture, forestry, fisheries, animal husbandry, veterinary, dairy science. These 5-6 courses, 2,500 to 3,000 students. So what is the percentage of success? It is 3,000 out of 1 lakh. How much? 0.003. So I think you are the one of the luckiest to get into the agriculture universities as a seeking the degree program. Yes or no? Yes. It's a very meager when compared to the engineering education. More than 1.5 lakh are admitted to the engineering colleges. More than 140 50 engineering colleges. So, next to medical science, veterinary, I think agriculture and our sector gaining lot of importance. This country can survive only with agriculture. If we leave agriculture, this country cannot survive. This has been realized by everybody in the world, because no country in the world can be able to supply food for this country. We have to produce our own food, we have to eat our own food. If what is excess, we can supply to other countries so that we can make. So in order to make food supply continuous and also continuous food supply for another 100 years, our graduates what we have to do. So earlier, only 5% of the graduates come out of the universities, so they can get a government job or the professor or assistant professors. What about the 95%? So that is a challenge for us. That's what another 10 to 15% they go to the private sector, either seed industry, fertilizer industry, or any banking industry, or any other bank. There are more than 30 sectors where our agriculture graduates enter. That contributes only 15%. What about the 80% of the students? One choice is there, they have to go to their own farm. This will never happen. Our students will never go back to their own farm. In spite 50% are coming from the agriculture quota. Is it right or not? I am thinking something else, I will tell you afterwards. So why we are not going back to the agriculture in spite of your being got your admission in the agriculture sector? Either we have to withdraw the distribution of the PDC, either you have to work minimum 2 years in your own farm, then come back to MSc or PhD. That's we'll have to think. Otherwise, our job is that each one will be given 10 acres of land on lease basis to do the farm. So there are many alternatives. Another alternative is the startup policies and also incubation facilities. In the startup, after the declaration of the startup policy said in 2016 or 17, I think more than 5 lakh startups have come in the country, majority in the engineering sector. Only 5 to 10% have come from the agriculture sector. That is not from agriculture graduates. All the startups started in agriculture, they are coming from the graduates, not from agriculture. Only 1 or less than 1% from agriculture graduates. The rest of them come from engineering graduates. This is the reality. It means that our students are comfortably placed elsewhere. I don't know where they go. Means there is a job opportunity still available in agriculture. That is what we have to think. That's what we are collecting the data from everybody. So this is the one. Startup is the one where, see, in agriculture, I think we have listed more than 100 different types of jobs can be done by agriculture graduates. Either it from starting from plantings, seedling production, seed production, value addition, marketing, then information. All these can be more than 100 entrepreneurship has been listed in agriculture. Listed in agriculture. So I think we can give in all these sectors. The startup, the policies of the government is very clear. So one is that you have to give the mentorship. You are having an idea, but where you have to take your ideas? We have to give the mentorship. Second one is the most important thing is the handholding. Sometimes you have to be linked with the universities or institutions so that you will get a very good technical support. Third one is the finance. Is the most critical in any of the startup is the finance. And also there's a failures or a success, but you have to handhold for some time so that you can take to the next level. The next one is the marketing and also the growth of the business. For all these things, we need to have a very good planning. So we cannot plan like that because we have to need consult, we have to have a consultant. So they have a very good database. Based on the database, which sector is going to be good and which sector suits to you. So that you have to identify. So you have to prepare a project, you synthesize an idea, and you can take back and you can do the entrepreneurship or a startup. So the university is also having a policy that incubation facilities. Those who don't get a job or MSA, you can come back to your university. I think we are assured you that we will give a 5 acres of job, land, so you can start learning agriculture. I am ready to give the lands. I am ready to give some land so you can go for the seed production. I am ready to give the pollinators, you can go for the planting material production. I am ready to give my lab for your consortium or a microbial consortium. I am ready to extra land. You can go to the urban areas where you can collect the litters and start the production of FIM or a vermicompost. Potting, everything you can do. Urban horticulture, urbanization, planting material production, then value addition. So we have 3 ODOP programs. You can come and stay. Even 100 students can come and work in our ODOPs. Doesn't matter. We are ready to, but also we are going to support you from our revolving fund. So we have a policy in the university, have an incubation facilities. Both the labs, fields, whatever it is available in the university, because you are the alumni of our university, you certainly will give the help, especially for the initial for 1 or 2 years. You cannot settle down in our university because other people are started coming. So this is the startup policy we are having, the incubation facilities. Then entrepreneurship development. This program, it has never had such a beginning in the university. So last 3 years we are working on the entrepreneurship development, because for this we need to train our teachers. That's what we have made. We have two teachers from each of the colleges. We sent to MSME. They are trained there. After that they come back, they started the ED cells and entrepreneurship development cells, and continuously they are giving the mentorship or to synthesize the ideas. And they are going to organize seminars, meetings, interactions, and all those things are done by our entrepreneurship development. So I think the entrepreneurship development programs have started in the university, and we have started the entrepreneurship development cell in each of the colleges. I think I am very happy to that. I have most of the cells were inaugurated by me only. So with a short span of 15 days, we have completed all the programs, from training of the teachers, training of the students, and also establishment of the entrepreneurship. First 2 years, don't worry about the job. Those who are in the 3rd year, at least you get some ideas started coming. In the 1st year also it comes well and good, but it takes some time to mature your ideas. After 3rd years, you have to synthesize ideas. Each one has to write a project. When we come to the 4th year, at least you must have a mature enough to independently start your own business or a own entrepreneurship. That's what we are taking into the next generation of entrepreneurship development. So there is a very good opportunity in the agriculture sector. More than 100 jobs we can list. So I think India is the country where we can, anything you can do in agriculture sector, anything you can sell. But food is the one which is a very highly demanded subject in the world, is the food. So after we will never sit here unless I give a food. Yes or no? Any number of lectures, nothing will go to your head or mind. Only after the food only you can sit comfortable. Is it not? The food is the primary source. That's what you have to think, that agriculture, a lot of opportunities are there. That's what you have to think. So the last one is the hand-holding, mentorship, and other thing. All these things are coming in the entrepreneurship and the startup conclave. So then in the ED cell, what you have to do is you have to synthesize your ideas, discuss with our faculty members. If you want any mentorship, we call from the outside also. Even the CCAM people also, I think there's some here. We can synthesize ideas, and also we talk to the bankers for even funding also. So whatever the help can be made from the university were certainly there to help you. But the only thing is, you have to show the interest because it is your life, it's not my life. I am already 100% satisfied. But it is your ideas and it is your life, you have to take forward to the next level. So that's what I would like to say at this point. So I think some of the examples, I think Dr. Ravindranath and myself were working in GKVK Bangalore, was working in my college. I have given a small room of 10 by 10, is it not? 10 by 10, which is not been occupied by anybody. It was a storeroom only. So then we put one AC. We started producing the tissue culture, ARC. So aerial root cuttings, no? Apical root cuttings we started. I think we used to produce more than 30 lakhs, 40 lakhs seedlings and sell for 10 paisa, 20 paisa. One root cuttings. I